Levelling up, Rishi Sunak defends giving money to richer South East England. Rishi Sunak has defended the latest allocation of levelling up money, which saw the richer South East of England region get more than the North East. The Prime Minister said the North had received the most amount of cash in terms of funding per person. The government has also argued that parts of the South are deprived and need investment. Labour claimed North East England was one of the big losers from a funding model it says is unfair.
Subscribe our YouTube channel and click our bell icon for new videos.
One of the big losers from a funding model it says is unfair. A total of 111 areas across the UK have been awarded money from the second round of the government's Levelling Up Fund. The Eden project in Morecambe, Lancashire, will get £50 million to help regenerate a derelict site on the seafront into an ecotourism attraction. There will also be a £50 million grant to build a new direct train service linking Cornwall's largest urban areas. But London boroughs will get more than both Yorkshire and the North East of England. Mr. Sunak is touring the north of England, starting in Accrington, in Lancashire, which is getting £20 million to improve its town square, to promote the policy. He said, 2/3 of all the levelling up funding is going to the most deprived parts of our country. Levelling up is about making sure people feel pride in the places they call home, it's about driving jobs and investment. He also defended the £19 million awarded to his own constituency of Richmond, in North Yorkshire, arguing the money would benefit armed forces personnel based in Catterick Garrison. Asked during an event in Morecambe if the distribution of funding was politically motivated, Mr. Sunak replied that around half of the funds had gone to non-conservative areas. The London borough of Camden, where Labour leader Sir Keir Starmer has his constituency, will receive £7 million for cycling and walking infrastructure and local GP services. Labour has argued the money does not make up for past cuts made by Conservative governments. Shadow Levelling Up Secretary Lisa Nandy said, "It takes an extraordinary arrogance to expect us to be grateful for a partial refund on the money they have stripped out of our communities." She criticised the funding model and said her party would end the competitive style bidding process, but would not cancel projects that had already been given the green light. The idea of levelling up, or reducing regional inequality, was a key part of Boris Johnson's 2019 election campaign. Its aim was to close the gap between rich and poor parts of the country by improving services such as education, broadband and transport. Other projects set to get funding include £50 million for Crossrail Cardiff, a new train line between Cardiff Bay and Cardiff Central Station. Nearly £27 million for a roll-on, roll-off ferry for Fair Isle in Shetland. £40 million for a carbon-neutral education campus in Blackpool Town Centre. £20 million to go towards the regeneration of Gateshead Quays, including a new arena, exhibition centre, and hotels. £5.1 million to build new female changing rooms in 20 rugby clubs across Northern Ireland. Just over £19 million to improve public spaces in Hackney Central, East London. £45 million to help the Port of Dover operate more efficiently, including adding more border control points. You can see the full list of projects to be awarded funding here. Overall, this latest pot of funding sees the northwest of England receive the most money, getting £354 million. The southeast comes second with £210 million, while London gets £151 million. Northern Ireland and the northeast are the regions allocated the least, £71 million and £108 million respectively. The first pot of levelling up funding, announced in October 2021, saw £1.7 billion awarded to 105 projects. Conservative Party campaign headquarters have denied reports they have told MPs in marginal seats to stop using the phrase levelling up due to concerns the public do not know what it means. A Conservative source told the 24newsread.blogspot.com that MPs had been told the precise opposite and had instead been told how best to use the phrase based on the party's opinion research. The 24newsread.blogspot.com has been told that, for example, MPs have been told not just to talk to constituents about how much money has been spent, but instead to talk about specific things that have changed for their area. Philip Rickroft, former top civil servant at the now-defunct Brexit department, described the process of distributing funding as completely crackers. £2 billion of public money is being distributed across the nation by a bunch of civil servants who have probably not been to the vast majority of the places they are distributing money to. How can this be sensible? He asked at a think tank reform event. That, for example, MPs have been told not just to talk to constituents about how much money has been spent, but instead to talk about specific things that have changed for their area. Philip Rickroft, former top civil servant at the now-defunct Brexit department, described the process of distributing funding as completely crackers. £2 billion of public money is being distributed across the nation by a bunch of civil servants who have probably not been to the vast majority of the places they are distributing money to. How can this be sensible? He asked at a think tank reform event. Can this be sensible? He asked at a think tank reform event.
Subscribe our YouTube channel and click our bell icon for new videos.